Hey there everybody, today I'm talking about the differences between resale and new construction and which one in this market is best for you, so stick around. Hi there, my name is Rebelann-Mueller and I'm a realtor here in the Boise and Treasure Valley area with Better Homes and Gardens, 43 Degrees North Real Estate. I moved here about 17 years ago from, California, from Napa Valley, but now I'm lucky enough that I get to help others just like you do the exact same thing. If you are wanting to look for homes in the area, go to shesellsboise.com and you can check out the different homes that are for sale within Boise and the Treasure Valley area. If you want a new relocation guide, down below in the description of this video is a link. Click that link and it'll go straight to your inbox. Today though, I'm talking about the differences between resale and new construction, and depending on what your unique situation is, one might work better for you than the other. So I am going to sort of go over the pros and cons of each, and then you can make the decision on which one might work best for you and your unique situation. If you have questions about buying, selling, or investing, feel free to contact me. I'm always happy to help, but I'm gonna go over the differences with you now. Okay, so first off, what I think we should talk about is new construction. That seems to be everybody's favorite thing. Who doesn't want something shiny, new, with all the bells and whistles and all the latest technology, right? And the whole neighborhood is typically like that. So new construction, the number one thing you're gonna wanna consider is time. It takes time to build a home. So if you have time and time is on your side, then that's great. If you have the patience and the flexibility to go through the build process, awesome. Just know that it will be a little bit exhausting and it does take that amount of time. So depending on the community and the builder, you're looking at anywhere from 5 to 6 months to 8 to 12 months in general. Pricing. So pricing with new construction is typically set. There's not a whole lot of room for negotiations with new construction. The builders have their margins and they need to make their margins. After all, they are in a business and they are in it to make money, and they're not exactly crushing it and killing it like everybody thinks that they are right now. I did do another video that I'll put the link up to right there where I talked to a builder, Tyler Bozier with B&B Custom Homes here in the Valley, where he explains to us why it is so difficult for builders right now and why pricing is the way that it is. So just know that pricing is set for that. And the other thing to consider with new construction is usually back in the day, like a year ago, maybe a little bit longer, you used to be able to customize your home. Builders would allow you to choose the finishes and the colors that were going to go into your home. But a lot of builders, because everything is moving so fast and furious these days, have really moved away from that. There are a couple that I have received some notifications in a couple of different communities that are allowing you to do that. But mostly the spec home is the spec home. You get what you get. What's the saying? You get what you get and you don't throw a fit. That's kind of what we're looking at right now with new construction. Unless you're building a super custom home, and that's gonna be probably over $1 million in order to customize a home right now. So keep that in mind. All right, so let's talk about resale. What is so amazing about resale? I'm gonna tell you. You can get into resale within 30 to 45 days. You're not waiting 4 months, 6 months, 8 months, 12 months down the road to get into your home. If you're using lending, it's typically 30 to 45 days. If you are cash, we can close in as little as 7 days. I've done it before. It's amazing. So if that's the route that you want to go, then we can do that. The other thing is too, a lot more times, especially right now because we have a little bit more homes on the market is softening a little bit. So with the more homes on the market, you can negotiate more than you can with new construction, because with new construction, those builders have to make their margins and they already know what the numbers are. But with resale, you have a little bit more negotiating power and you can tighten up those terms of the offer to make it more appealing to the seller. So I think that that's brilliant right now. The other thing is you can make the home yours. It may not have all the things that you want, but now you have the opportunity to paint the walls, to put in the tile, to remodel the bathroom, do whatever it is to make that home the way you want it. You can change the finishes, change the sinks out, change the lighting, whatever it is that makes it feel like it's yours and you picked it out and it's your home. I think that's brilliant, actually. And especially in this market right now with new construction being as difficult as it is, resale is kind of an awesome way to go. That's all I got. So if you have questions about buying, selling, investing, or relocating to the area, I am happy to help. I am checking out a Hawks game tonight, and I am super excited to go with my friends and see the game. I do have a funny story for you, though. I've been encouraged to share this story, and I'm going to, slightly reluctantly, though. So way back when, I believe it was 2012, I was looking at the photos the other day, and my ex-husband and I took our kids to the Hawks game, and they were little, I want to say 5 and 7 about, and it was probably about 105 degrees that day. We're in the sun, it's super hot out, and my ex looked over at me and said, I'm gonna go get the kids a soda and a hot dog. And I'm like, awesome, you should, yes, please go do that. So he went down, he brought back the hot dog and the soda, and it's hot out. I open up the soda for the kids, and it squirts all over the place. So now we're hot and sticky and gross. So he's like, hey, how about a beer? You want me to go get you a beer? And at this point, I was like, yes, please go get me a beer. So he goes down, he gets me a beer, sits down, he puts his foot over the bench, and my son had put his leg, like sort of flopped it over in between. So when he put his foot down, it came down on my son's leg, and he starts screaming and crying. So now we're sticky, hot, and crying, okay? And we were like that family at that moment where everybody's looking at you going, oh my, they're a hot mess. So then my ex-husband hands me the beer, and I go to drink it, and he says, whatever you do, don't put your finger in the bottom of the cup. Immediately, I put my finger in the bottom of the cup. And what happens? Well, at the time, they had beer cups, like the plastic ones, and they would fill them from the bottom, and then when they took it off, a magnet that was a souvenir would seal up the bottom. So when I put my finger in the top, that magnet floated to the top, and the beer went all over my denim shorts. Hot, sticky, sweaty. Now I smell like beer. And did I tell you, you know what the part of this story that I forgot to tell you about was, at the time I hated baseball. Like, hated baseball. Had zero interest in it, didn't like it. Now my son plays it and I love it. But at the time I was like, I don't even want to be here. So baseball hated me and I hated baseball. So as the story goes on, I look over to the distance to the right field, and there's a bouncy house, and the kids are bored now because it's baseball. And I said, I'm gonna go take the kids down to the bouncy house. So we go on down to the bouncy house, and I'm watching the kids, and they're having a great time, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, this has to be the safest place in the house because all the kids stuff is over here. So I'm good. I don't need to like watch the game. And because I wasn't a big baseball buff, I didn't know you should always be watching the ball. And that gives you a hint to what happens. So couple of minutes go by, and all of a sudden all I see is black. And I grabbed my face, and my nose was bleeding, and I had all this blood. So what happened was I got hit in the face with a foul ball while I'm watching my kids. So they gave me the ball, and they signed it, and then they offered me tickets to the next game. I never use those tickets. But anyways, I am going to a Hawks game tonight. And I just wanted to share that story with you guys because I thought you might get a little chuckle, a little laugh out of it. So anyways, I hope you have a great weekend. I'm going to try not to get hit in the face with that foul ball. And if you have questions, let me know.